sambuddhassa namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. So your right palm on your left, neck head straight in one line, and be comfortable with your posture. Bring attention to your body. Scan head to toes yourself 3 times. And say Sopatveva, or may I be well and happy. 3 times. Take a moment and think. We gathered here in this moment to practice this ancient meditation technique. All the Buddhas, all the enlightened masters followed this path and achieved wisdom. So we also gathered here to accumulate that knowledge. In this moment, with this sitting, may my body become more comfortable, may my breath be more smooth, may no difficulties come to me, may all the success come to me. Also think for a moment, this is the last moment we're spending in this very lifetime. And detach your mind from all your past memories and as well as any kind of future thoughts. Just try to remain in the present moment, observing your inhalation and exhalation. So in the beginning, we're going to settle down ourselves. Just start to focus your mind to the silence. And see the sound that what you can hear around you. Don't react to any sound. Don't personalize. Underneath this old silence, just sounds, there is a deeper silence. Try to harmonize with that silence. There are sounds appear close to you or maybe from far away. High frequency or with maybe low frequency. Very smooth, comfortable sound or maybe very rough, uncomfortable sound. Just recognize. Without thinking, without chattering yourself, just listen. If any kind of thought arise to disturb with laziness, remind yourself this life is very limited and death is waiting for us. So before that, you have to develop your mental qualities. So have the effort. If there any pain arise and disturb your practice, remember all conditions, things change, impermanent. So whatever the change arise, whatever the pain, it's going to be change. So no need to react. Any lust arise, emotions arise, just know this body has way to change. Different organs, muscles, bones come together and appear this as a body. There's nothing deeply inside this attached with the emotions or feelings. Any doubt arise, don't keep arguing yourself. Just know the moment of clarity or tranquility state is the key or answer for any doubt. So it is better you stay with the observing your mental object and bring your attention to in front of your nose and your upper lip area. Deeply and gently breathing, breathe out 3 times. Find the sensation of inhalation, exhalation. Bring your attention to that inhalation, exhalation. And through the sensation, recognize this is inhalation and this is exhalation. Not by thinking, imagination, not by doing anything, just by recognizing the sensation. Some inhalation become longer, shorter, heavy, soft, warm, cold. Whatever, accept it. Somehow follow the entire continuation of the inhalation, exhalation, knowing this is the beginning, middle, and end. Be disciplined yourself not to have any thought. except regarding inhalation, exhalation. When the inhalation, exhalation happen deeply, your body calm down. Just observe that. There's deeper satisfaction happen when the inhalation, exhalation happens. Because your body follow the very nature of the inhalation, exhalation. No need to categorize anymore. This is inhalation or this is exhalation. Long or short. Just get into the sensation. If you are more familiar with the sensation, just completely be free from all thoughts in any method. Just recognize the sensation itself. With the pure silence mind, without any thoughts. Recognize the sensation. There is no recognizer separate from the sensation. So the sensation itself, you see what you experience when you observe. Don't stop with that experience. Be more aware, more mindful. Bring your attention to your body. Observe this moment. Your life is not your past or future. This moment is your life. This inhalation, exhalation is your life. So appreciate it. You are so blessed. You are so lucky to have this moment. When you wake up in the morning, you have strength to stand on your own feet. You have strength to walk to your bathroom, do your cleaning. You can enjoy a cup of tea or coffee, a glass of water, your meal. You have people to share your life. You have this beautiful eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind with longevity, complexion, comfort, strength. and wisdom to maintain these things without getting any harm or without doing any harm to others. This is blessing. This is the miracle can happen in this universe, experiencing this inhalation, exhalation. So don't demand anything over your life. Don't ask anything. Be a person to accept whatever comes to you. Don't struggle, don't fight. Acceptance is the highest reward. You can get as a winner. Just know in this very moment there are a lot of people in the world disconnecting this inhalation, exhalation. There's no way they can get it back. But you are still here, experience this. There's a day come for us also to let go this all and disconnect from inhalation, exhalation. In that day, there's no way we can reverse it. But this moment you're living is the most precious, important, blissful moment you have. So appreciate it. In this very moment in this world, there are a lot of people fighting with life, struggling with death, have fear, anxiety, depression, helplessness, hopelessness, loneliness. As appreciation in your life, paying your gratitude to yourself. Share this moment with them. May they come out of that fear, anxiety, depression, helplessness, hopelessness, loneliness. May they have the strength, courage, and wisdom to go through the situation and find the peace, harmony, tranquility state within themselves. Also, share this moment with your dear near ones, your loved ones, your beloved parents, grandparents, husband, wife, children, brothers, sisters, friends, and family members, your neighbors, village people, city, state, country, all living beings in this world and in this universe. And as far as you can through galaxies, other planets, stars, let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion. From the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. So mentally repeat after me. May everyone be happy and safe. And may their hearts be filled with joy. May all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Binsu pray or strong, tall or short, big or small, visible or not visible, near or far away. already born or yet to be born. May all of them dwell in perfect tranquility. Let no one do harm to anyone. Let no one put the life of anyone in danger. Let no one out of anger or ill will wish anyone any harm. Expand the loving kindness and compassion beginning from your heart. Visualize yourself and send it as a light forward to your backside, to your left side, and to your right side. Downward and upward. To all six directions at once. Like the moon, the sun, spread the light, spread the energy. Without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. Wishing yourself, may all living beings in this universe be well and happy. Like the moon, the sun, spread the energy, spread the light without any condition, without any limitation, without any resistance, or without any judgment. Let your heart to shine with the loving kindness and compassion from the bottom of it with the maximum effort to the highest. And let your heart to come out of the skin. Say sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. So, dear Dhamma friends, when it comes to practice meditation, our main purpose is developing our awareness, not looking for any kind of satisfaction or to settle down with this world, with these sensual pleasures. So we're trying to understand something beyond that we experience as this ordinary life. So when it comes to this journey, one of the very important thing, the very important profitable quality or the skill that you have to develop is listening. Your spiritual path can be more successful when you have the right method of listening. So in the Buddha's teaching, it is very important practicing listening and gain the teachings or the wisdom through deeper recognition by what you hear. And when it comes to Visuddhimagga, there are three things that you have to develop to gain the wisdom. One is Shrutame Jnana, other one Chintame Jnana, and another one is Bhavaname Jnana. So when it comes to Shrutame Jnana, so it talk about this listening. And listening in one way, you have to develop kind of like a systematic study pattern. Another one is listening deeply yourself, you have to practice as a quality. There are two things that there are two organs in our body mainly involving with our thoughts, that is mind and heart. So this both interconnected, and there is a deeper awareness arise in our heart, not in the mind, which we call brain. So when we use the listening, we have to be very careful because there are two things, hearing and listening. How the hearing can become listening? That you know that when you listen to Buddha's teaching or the Dhamma, you never say, I hearing Dhamma. You always use, I listen to Dhamma. And another thing, like if you have a case regarding something in High Court, Supreme Court, like that, the lawyers use the word hearing. Court hearing. We don't use the word court listening. And no one to listen sometimes in the court. The High Court judges or the Supreme Court, they're not listening to you. But they can hear you. And how these two things can be different. When something come to your ear or your eye, nose, tongue, body, mind, if it is just deal with your own memory, and if it is just deal with the brain, it is just hearing. So when something come to your eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, if it is just deal with your memory, and if it is just deal with your brain, it is hearing. You hear. But listening is not like that. To listen, you need the heart. Without heart, you cannot listen. To listen, you have to have deeper awareness, and you have to be awake, and you should know with the inner strength, effort, you're doing it. So mostly in day-to-day life, we hear, but it is very rare we are listening. We listen mostly, we hear mostly whatever we want. We're not listening to others. We're not hearing others. Whatever we want, we hear that. We listen to it. So whatever you, in psychology, so whatever you hear or whatever you listen, 95% and go away. Only 5% going to be with you. Why that 95% going to go away? Why you forget that 95%? Because there is no deeper awareness. Another thing is, you just want to hear what you want. So when it comes to listening Dhamma or wisdom teachings, just look them. And we hear a lot, but we hear what we want. It's very rare that ourselves, we completely become empty and trying to surrender to the moment and allow whatever here, that allow it to come to us. We always have inner chattering. We always talking to ourselves. And that's why we cannot get the right wisdom. Otherwise, enough teaching is here. More than any other time, you have access to all the teachings. But why we cannot get the right teachings? Because there is something deeper inside you looking what you like. So what you like come out of your past. So that's mean you have a self-view. And you hearing or you listening, if you what you like mean you feeding to your inner self. So feeding and strengthening your inner self never going to take you to a moment to understand how things come to be as they are. So come out of this hearing and train to and practice to become listener. How you can do that? So the very first thing, start to be silence. If there is no reason, don't talk with anyone. The mostly we always sometimes keep talking with others. Over the phone, there are some people. They have a habit. End of the day, take the phone. Now it is available on your palm. So you just put the buttons or say the name and it dial itself. And then go everywhere. And now people have habit group chat or group zooming and conversations. Talk. And everybody like to talk. But talking itself not going to take you to a place to understand something. And it is more silently observing. So practice yourself to be silence. And that silence will help you to awake you. But there are some people become more miserable, like when they go to practice vipassana. Mostly they have to stay silent, and some people get so crazy. And they cannot do that. Within 2 days, 3 days, they start to run away from the center. Why this silence is so difficult for us? Because we addicted to talk. We addicted to talk even while you're sleeping, sometimes you're talking. Look how miserable it is. While you're sleeping, and some people talk. And some people talk just themselves. And so yourself then, if you need a very clear mind, one of the technique, remember, start to be silent little bit. Why? Because to talk yourself, there should be an inner conversation. So it happening little by little. And there is a beautiful story with the Lao Tzu, one of the great philosophers in China, long time ago. This Lao Tzu used to go to a place, mountain, to watch the sunrise early in the morning. And every day he used to go and stay sometimes hours and watching this sunrise and complete the silence. And there was a neighbor used to go with him. And with the condition, no talk. It doesn't matter whatever happen, you can come with me and you can watch and you can come back even without saying hi or bye. No good morning, no have a nice day, no any greeting. Just come with me. So this neighbor used to go and watch the sun with Lao Tzu. It's a very beautiful moment. And then one day, this neighbor talked and told, I have a problem. The Lao Tzu told, we have a condition not to talk. But this neighbor told, I have a guest. So he liked to come with us. So then the Lao Tzu told, yes, he can come, but with one condition. And tell him not to talk, just be silent. And then the neighbor went to his friend and told, okay, tomorrow you come with me with the condition no talk. And this friend start to argue. What crazy? Why you do so like do like that? What's the point? Why what's the wrong if we talk? But the friend told, no, you cannot argue about this thing. If you want to come, no talk. So somehow next day, early morning, these three of them start the journey and went to the top of the mountain. And by seeing the sunrise, this newcomer suddenly told, that is so beautiful. And the Lao Tzu just look at him without saying anything. And then on the way back after that, when they left, and the Lao Tzu told to his friend, and don't tell him to come tomorrow. This friend asked, why? Don't punish. Then Lao Tzu told, he's not looking the sunrise. He always, that in his mind, he always talking. It is not just he's saying sunrise is beautiful. Because if he exactly see the sunrise, he cannot say something. When he disconnect from the sunrise, the observing the sunrise, he says something. That is mean he is with his mind. Another thing is he always say things. This is beautiful, that is beautiful, this is on the way. He was telling in his mind, whatever he sees, oh, this is beautiful. As a result of that, he just said, that is beautiful. So the friend was amazed and see that how the Lao Tzu saw this person's mind and asked, so what is the secret? And then the Lao Tzu told, the blind man need walking stick or to think, find the door to enter to the house. But yourself, when you see the house itself, you don't think to find the door. You don't struggle with the window and then asking or with the guidance of somebody, you're not going to find in the door to enter the house. Just seeing itself, it happened to you. So like that, when you listen, when you become silence, you start to see others' mind. By appearing them to you, You don't need to struggle to understand who is this. But when we have chattering ourselves with our own mind, whoever come to in front of us, we don't recognize sometimes. And we have to ask from others sometimes, who is this, who is that, like that way. Even regarding our own people. Why? Because we don't have power to recognize. Just seeing the person, who is this? But in the ancient time, there were rishis, there were kings, there were people. By hearing the footsteps, they knew this is a wise man, this is an ignorant person. By hearing the far away the sound, people had the wisdom to recognize this sound come out of a wise person's mouth, or this person ignorance. How that much clarity can come to your mind? Because when you develop the art of being silence, there is a awareness arise in you. That in that awareness, your consciousness become pure, clear. It's kind of like a newly born baby. No unnecessary informations. So develop the art of being silence yourself. If there is nothing to say, be silent. But like the people who use the sign language to talk, they don't do this chit chat. Whenever they need to say something, and they just say it with their 10 fingers. Look, there is a way, if you think deeply, to communicate with others. You don't need a lot of words. If you really recognize that. How possible? Just think, when I was watching this TV sometimes, the news sometimes, the people who use this sign language, using these 10 fingers, they can express everything in this world using these 10 fingers. But for us sometimes, using thousand words, we are failed to communicate, or we are failed to explain something to others. Even our own people, to your husband, to your wife, to your children, to your friends and family members, to your parents. Look, every day you have to tell something. And again and again and again and again you have to tell. Why these things happen? Because we don't develop the art of listening. As a culture, as a tradition, as a way of living, what we develop, we just develop the art of talking. So if there is a reason to talk, and you talk like monks, because when you become a monk and you enter to the sasana means you practicing the certain kind of teachings and understand something. And when you become a monk, when you are in the sasana and you have responsibility to do the anusasana, so that's mean sharing your teachings. But whoever the followers, that called Stravaka or Stravika. So Stravaka or Stravika means listeners. So when you listen, your listening may not you look for what you like. It is completely different. So as monks or as nuns, we have responsibilities to share what we practice for other people. It will become a help for them. But it is called anusasana. Sasana, anusasana. And then whoever wanna come to or enter to this dharma, the very first quality that you have to develop, becoming a Stravaka or Stravika. So in that moment, you Stravaka or Stravika means in that very moment, you drop whatever the conversation or the chattering in yourself, and you start to accept or look or listen to something beyond what you want or beyond what you know. So that is the method that you go in this spiritual practice. So then yourself look, are you developing like that way, or are you always keep inner chattering and yourself you keep talking like that? So try to come out of it. How you can do it? Just learn to be silent. Because to talk, there is an inner conversation. And once you reverse the pattern and drop the current from your mouth and you don't talk, if it is necessary, you talk, of course. But if it is unnecessary, you don't talk. So that way, slowly you slow down the current, and that will help you to slowly, deeply to awake and understand by yourself without any words. So that is a kind of like a harmonizing with the wisdom or the knowledge. So otherwise, mostly, just because of unnecessary conversation and unnecessary talks, we use a lot of energy and we lose our time and we lose the opportunity, the moment that we can understand something. So there was in a railway station, there were some people waiting for the train, and train was little bit late. So everyone was little bit disturbed and looking here and there. And then they saw there was a person just talking to himself, and sometimes laugh and sometimes kind of like getting angry, and sometimes and throwing things here and there and moving legs and hands and kind of like hitting to somebody. So all the passengers, they're waiting for the train, nothing to do, and they were watching this person. And sometimes people watch people. So like that, these people will start to watch. And then now they involved with that person's actions. So this person just sometimes laughing and sometimes throwing arms here and there. So everyone enjoying. And then suddenly there was a train. And then, but the people didn't put that much attention to the train, and they were watching that person. And the train passed. Just once the train passed, everybody understood. Again, they missed the train. Why? Because they were looking at some other person. And then there was another person, and now they get more disappointed. And they have to wait another more times to to get the other train. And so then another person went to this guy who was talking to himself and asked, by the way, I have a question. What you talking? I can see sometimes you become you smile and angry and sometimes laughing. What you doing? To whom you talk? And then he told, no, not anyone. I just talk to myself. And then he asked, why sometimes you become laugh? So I have my own stories. And I just always like to go with that stories. And no reason for that. So our life also like that. And sometimes you watching others and they do things without any reason. They have no idea what it is. And then, but you spend your whole time, energy, you get so that much involved with that situation or the incident or the talk regarding that person. But end of that all, he give up it. And you lose your time, you lose your energy, and sometimes you get mad, angry. But other person then say, forget it. Don't worry about it. So same thing in day-to-day life. So remember then yourself, when you involving with words, when you involving with your actions, be careful. If it is not profitable, don't get into that. Why? Because sometimes people just keep talking themselves. People do things without any idea. But if you go with it, you just miss the train. You miss your opportunity. You miss your life. You miss your time, which you cannot get back. So then start to develop the art of being silent. If there is no reason, if there is something to talk or tell something, again and again, start to look into it. And then if it is important, then you can bring it out. So otherwise, learn to practice to be silent. And that way, little by little, you develop the Srutame Jnana. And that is a very ancient way of developing our wisdom, understanding. But today, little by little, it disappearing. And in the ancient time, when we were children, that we had the time listening to Pirit chanting, listening to chanting. When the monks say the chanting, and we go and listen, no one make any noise. Everybody silence, and it helps us to deeply to listen, accept, and develop the confidence regarding the teachings of the Buddha or the monks. But today, what happened? You go to chanting ceremonies, temples, even the monks give the books to people and to chant with monks. And even that people don't know how to read that words. And they struggling with the reading the sutra themselves, because that it in Pali, they cannot read some words. They get stuck, they're struggling. And monk chant themselves. And it's kind of like the whole kind of like a musical show. A lot of noise. And because of that, and people lose the art of listening. So with the monks, And sometimes you cannot, because the monks to chant from long time we train with the right rhythm, even the right words, the place to stop, and with the great compassion in the mind, you tune to that moment. And with that, when you chanting, when you hear, by hearing it, you no need to do, just it help you to accept and open your inner awareness. There are stories, even the animals, by hearing the sound of the chanting, and they transform to better existence after they died. So like that, this listening art slowly disappearing even from the our temples, even the community of our sangha, or even the community of the our patriotisness. So and then especially when it comes to meditation. So remember, because that things we cannot change sometimes. It go. The culture is different, but when it comes to, you have to have deeper understanding. When you do something, why you do it. Don't do because of other people do it. And just think yourself. And so start to develop the being silence. When you become silence, there's a deeper awareness arise. That is the moment that you can recognize the conversation that you can have with the heart with the people, even husband, wife, children, friends and family members, brothers, sisters. Whatever you try to communicate with words sometimes doesn't work. But when the day comes for you to understand, to communicate with the heart without words, you can fix a lot of problems around you. So try little by little yourself to develop this art of being silence, because it has power to change your entire spiritual practice. So with that, I bless upon everyone with this good practice. May all of you be well, happy and peaceful. May no harm come to you, may no difficulties come to you, may no problems come to you. May you also have the patient courage, understanding and determination to meet and overcome inevitable difficulties in your life. So during this time period, may everyone stay healthy and safe. And finally, may all of you attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sabbityo vajjantu sabbarogo vinasatu mate bhavatantarayo sukhi digayuko bhava. Ettavata ca ammehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe bhuta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampatti siddhya idammi punya kammang asavakkaya vahang hotu sabba dukkha pamuncatu. Bless you.